How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves. Hope you're doing well and keeping safe. Today we've got a brand new transfer rumours and news video. We haven't done one of these for a while, so I wanted to catch you guys up with what's been going on recently and catch you up with some of the Wolves transfer news and rumours. As always, be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you want to stay up to date with all the Wolves news and transfer rumours, be sure to be following us on the social medias at Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, all at Talking Wolves. But we are going to start off with the big one. It's the news that has literally broke as I was recording the video that Wolves are now in advanced talks to sign Arsenal player Ainsley Maitland-Niles on a 4-year deal. It was broken at the end of last week. The Wolves were one of the sides that were reportedly interested in Maitland-Niles, but today Sky Sports are saying that we're now in advanced talks, which is, for me, great news. I think Maitland-Niles would be an unbelievable signing. He's very versatile, which I think we all know Nuno likes. Could play as a wing-back, central midfielder, could probably play on the wing as well if you wanted him to. And just the sort of player Nuno would want. I think we lacked a couple of players like that last season, just players that could fill a couple of roles and be happy to play there as well. And it's rumoured that the fee is around £20 million. And I think if correct, for an Englishman who's 22, who's a very quality player, I think that would be an unbelievable signing for Wolves. If you think, if he can get a good run in the team, I think England call-ups, would definitely come for him. The last time Wolves had a player called up for England was obviously Matt Jarvis all those years ago. And the fee of it as well, for a 22-year-old to come in for £20 million, if he gets a good, sustainable run for a number of years in the Wolves squad, Wolves are going to make some serious money on him. As an investment, I think this is fairly safe. And I think as a player, he's a very, very welcome addition to the Wolves squad, which is already light on players. And to bring someone in who's versatile in many, many roles, I think this could be a great coup for Wolves. And maybe we'll see Maitland-Niles revealed in the new Wolves away kit. Who knows? But what a way to kick off the video. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, a player that I'm really looking forward to see if Wolves can pull off, because I think that would be a very, very good signing. A player that could be leaving the club, though, this week is Morgan Gibbs-White. It looks like he's set to go out on loan to Swansea City. This was reported by The Telegraph over the weekend. I think this is a great move for Morgan. I think we all know he needs a loan move. He needs a lot of football. We can tell there's a bit of quality in there, but we've never really been able to see it on a consistent level at Wolves. He's moving to Swansea, who in my opinion are a sort of top 6, top 8 championship team. Under the management of Steve Cooper, of course, was the England under-17s manager when Morgan won the under-17s World Cup. So he knows Morgan quite well, and I think he's going to be a player that and a manager that is going to get the best out of Morgan. I think he's not in the good books of a lot of Wolves fans after what happened over the summer and over lockdown. So I think a move away for a year could do him some good. And it'll be very, very interesting and intriguing to see how he gets on at the Liberty Stadium. Another two players who have left on loan, though, as well, are Renat Dadishov and Conor Ronan. They've both moved to Swiss club Grasshopper Club Zurich on loan until the end of the season. If you missed it, a couple of months ago, Grasshopper were taken over by a Hong Kong firm, which is owned by the wife of Fosun owner Guo Gangchang. So there was obviously, it was going to be interesting to see if there was going to be any sort of affiliation between the two clubs. When they were first taken over, Sky Sun, who was a director at Wolves, moved to be a director at Grasshopper, and Bernard Schoutman, who was a scout at Wolves, went over to be the head of football and the director of football at Grasshopper. So straight away, there was some sort of crossover between the two clubs. But this time, we have seen Renat Dadishov and Conor Ronan move from Wolves to Grasshopper Club Zurich. It's quite interesting, really, though, because there were a number of Football League teams that were interested in the pair. Dadishov was wanted by Coventry at the start of the transfer window. They're a club that have just sort of moved into the Championship, so that's, the sort of level that a lot of clubs see Dadishov at. Of course, he rejected a loan move to Birmingham as well in January. Conor Ronan as well had a pretty impressive loan spell at Blackpool last season, so, I'm sure League One Championship clubs could have been looking at him. And the fact that he's 22 now, Wolves are consistently holding on to him. I think Wolves know there's a bit of quality there with Conor Ronan, and many fans regard him in the same sort of light and quality as Morgan Gibbs-White. I remember him at Manchester City in the Carabao Cup a few years ago under Nuno, and he was fantastic as well. So, we may well see Conor Ronan in a Wolves shirt again, but Grasshopper is a very, very decent level of club for those two. Quite surprised they're not staying in England and going to the Football League, but to see those two there, will be another intriguing season. Another player that Wolves have been linked with for quite a while is Paulinha at Sporting. He was on loan at Braga last season, played up against Wolves in the Europa League, but Paulinha has been linked even since the start of lockdown with a move to Wolves. It's been rumoured that the fee would be about 12 to 15 million euros. He's not going to be a player that walks into the team and is an immediate starter, I don't think. I think he'd be sort of second fiddle to the likes of Neves and Moutinho. And obviously, if we do bring any other players like Maitland-Niles, it'll be interesting to see if Nuno regards him as a central midfielder as well. But quite interestingly, it was rumoured by some big sources in Portugal that the move was closed last week, and then others have sort of jumped on it and says, well, no, nothing's really been agreed as of yet. But quite interestingly, over the weekend, he was left out of the Sporting training camp for their pre-season tour. So he's not with Sporting for the majority of pre-season, so that surely means he's set to leave the Portuguese club. CSK and Moscow, the Russian team as well, were reportedly interested in Paulinha as well. But one of the main things that I read up on was that I believe any move for Paulinha probably won't happen until September, mainly because Sporting would have to pay Braga a small fee, because I believe Braga had some sort of fee to buy Paulinha, but Sporting would have to pay Braga some sort of fee if he were to leave during August. So that expires at the end of the month, so we may well see Paulinha going into September move clubs, whether that be to Wolves or possibly even to CSK in Moscow, where he's also linked. Another player that is looks set to leave Wolves on loan this summer is going to be Dion Sandison. Of course, had a very decent spell with Cardiff last season, who made the playoffs in the Championship. Cardiff apparently do want him again. But Rotherham United, Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield Town are also all interested in him. Dion is someone that is quite versatile. He played a lot at right back for Cardiff, but he can play at centre back as well. I think that's where mainly, he was brought up playing, but he started playing a few games at right back and right wing back for Wolves. Cardiff, of course, is going to be a nice fit. He knows the management team. He knows the squad there. Rotherham are a team who have just come up, quite built on quite sort of defensive stability. So I think that'd be an interesting move for him. He'll be busy, a lot to do there. And Sheffield Wednesday and Huddersfield are two teams that have got that bit of quality as well. I think a good run could see them pushing towards the top half. But yeah, I think Cardiff would be a good fit for him. They're a team who, have obviously got top half quality. They're finished in the top 6. And he's familiar with them. So it'd be great to see him go out on loan. I don't think he's quite got enough to break into the Wolves team this season. So another player who will, take advantage of a loan move away, I think it'd be a very, very decent for Dion. A couple of other transfer rumours for players coming in. Abdoulaye Doucoure, who's playing for Watford, the central midfielder. Obviously, Watford had gone down last season. Doucoure was linked with Wolves last week by the Evening Standard. Everton have been pretty strongly linked with him, to be honest, and linked to be probably close to a move. But Wolves and Fulham apparently jumped in quite late to register their interest. Part of me takes this one with a little pinch of salt, mainly because, Everton really trying to push the move, and obviously Watford want to sell him. So, the press are being given a nudge by possibly the agent of the club just to, say, what, let's put a couple of clubs in there and Everton might rush to make a bid. So, yeah, part of me does take this one with a pinch of salt, but I think he would be a great signing for Wolves. Wolves have sort of lacked that little bit of steel at times this season in the midfield. Almost someone that can take the ball from deep and just drive with the ball. And I think Doucoure could do that for Wolves. One that I would definitely not say no to. But one that I think is pretty unlikely probably this summer. And finally, Fayzu Goulam, the left back from Napoli, has been linked with Wolves. Quite a strong link as well over the last week or so as well. A couple of tabloids and press in Italy are saying that Wolves are in negotiations with Napoli for a potential move. Goulam is a very talented left-sided defender. Of course, with the injury of Johnny and Goulam being a Mendes client, this one sort of makes sense. But unfortunately, he has had a couple of serious injuries over the last couple of years that have sort of stunted his progression as a player and ability as a player, really. Definitely a quality player in there. Could be a very, very good rotation option for Vinagre, but it depends where, again, if Maitland-Niles comes in, where Maitland-Niles is seen. Is he seen as a left wing-back backup, a right wing-back backup, both, central midfielder? Who knows? But I think Wolves probably do need another wing-back in a certain area, and Goulam could be the player. But guys, that is all for today. Loads of rumours to take in, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, Maitland-Niles, could he be the first senior player to come into Wolves this summer? Who knows? I think it'd be a great sign. And be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.